Agriculture is a huge part of the stability of this country. Then we need to get people there that make decisions, not politicians who go out and take a sample to find out what people think to get them elected. But why not get people that actually work in the industry and understand the industry to come up with the sources, the ways to fix it? I don't think it's as tough as we've made it. I think we've overcomplicated it. And I run into a lot of people in government, because I know in my business, please don't take this as any way being demeaning, but there's a lot of people that are laptop smart and street stupid. I am tired of people open up a laptop and tell me that this is the way it should work, and then I say, have you ever done it? Well, say, well, no, but I can show what it says here. I said, no, I don't need to see how fast you go through that keyboard. Have you ever done it? Because you haven't done it, please don't try to tell me. So I would say that, yes, we have a huge problem in agriculture. I do not understand every bit of it because I haven't talked to enough people that make their living that way. If I go to Congress, I think what we need to do is have a dialogue with these folks, sit down and talk with them, understand their problems, understand their worries, and then see what we can do to fix it. Not complicated.
One of the main problems that farmers have mentioned to me is the price controls and the fact that somehow the middleman is getting all the money and not the farmers. The big dairies are getting the money from that. So the price controls are a problem. Of course, I'm a free market person, so I don't like price controls. So if we and now will the price of milk go up so we can't afford it? I doubt it. It won't go up so much that it won't be like cars, you know, gas.
They actually just went down.
I meant the gas. Obama wants to be $7 or $8 a gallon, so I don't think milk will get that. I'm sorry.
We have a huge rebate that just came out.
You're using my time. Now, somebody mentioned taxes. He forgot the main tax. They're going to tax the methane the cows put out. Yeah. Gee whiz. And you know what I heard today? There's in Australia, and I thought they were kind of turning right, but they're putting a sheep in a little plastic bag and seeing how much exactly methane it produces in a certain amount of time. So they know how much to tax the farmers and the sheep. So the regulation is way out of hand with farmers, and we need to free it up a little bit. And then if we didn't have price controls, you know, they wouldn't need the subsidies. And they are so dependent on the subsidies right now. We need to, you know, I'm not for the government giving subsidies, but we can't just stop them either. We have to phase them out, and we have to fix that. But that's not the way to solve the farming problem, is to give subsidies out. So we need to correct that problem. And I think if we correct the price problem, then we'll correct the subsidy problem. So, thank you.
Okay, we'll move to our closing statements. And you may recall, if you feel so inclined, you can applaud your candidate as they give their closing statement. And we will begin with Dr. Wall.
You get me again. My background is unique. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody else that went from accounting to medicine. So with my background in business, and I mentioned it's auditing, and that's needed in the government right now, and we need some common sense in medicine, that's for sure. People on the front lines that know what it's like to be there, and to know what it is to be face-to-face with a patient and not be able to do what you want to do because there's some government agency or somebody in the insurance company who's telling you not to do that. So my background is very unique, and I think it's exactly what's needed in Washington today. I believe in this country. This is the greatest country that's ever lived. And I am very positive about its people and what we can accomplish when we set our minds to it. But the government's in the way right now. And we the people are the government. We've said that. Several of us have said that. We the people are the government. So we need to get in there and we need to fix it. We need to correct that by getting good, experienced people, not politicians, and most of us are not politicians. I'm not. Anyway, so I'm Reagan conservative, both socially and fiscally, and I do believe we've had too much stuff, and we have to be. I'm going to be saying no a lot when I get there. When you elect me and I'm there, I'm going to be saying no a lot, and they're going to say, "Oh, you're the party of no." No, I'm the party of stop this. and let's get some common sense in here, and let's get it turned around back to the founding principles. And what do I mean by that? I mean the Constitution of the United States of America, including its amendments. The blacks are like, oh, you're for slavery. No, there are amendments that have freed the slave, and that's part of the Constitution. So I'm for the whole Constitution. And what's in the Constitution? Limited government, limited small government, and more states' rights. More rights to the states and to the individuals. We flipped the pyramid. Thomas Jefferson had the pyramid, and the top of the pyramid was the federal government, and the bottom was the states and the low individuals. We have flipped it. So here we are at the bottom of the pyramid, and the government is way down. And we are being smothered by I gotta stop. We're being smothered by the government itself. So we gotta flip the pyramid back over so that the government's in its rightful place. Thank you.
Okay, well, listen, because I'm going to run out of 2 minutes, don't hit me with that. The last couple of days, we witnessed a real phenomenon in the sports world, the NFL draft. And a lot of people watch that very religiously, and they think this is the greatest thing in the world. And what I want to point out to you tonight is just my little take on that. Because people look at the NFL draft and they say, gosh, how did these guys come up with their number one pick? And I got to tell you how they come up with their number one pick. They study really, really hard. And they look at how fast does the guy run? How high can he jump? What is his character? Are we going to get Roethlisberger if we pull this guy in? Are we going to bring a guy out of a small school in Ohio who has great morals and all of a sudden he becomes somebody who we won't let our kids wear his jersey anymore? So there's a lot that goes into that because the cost is so great for these teams when they draft these players. So they study, they study, they study. They make sure that their number one pick is a guy that they know can represent them on the field, can represent them in the community in the right way. And they know that there's a lot of kids out there who have a dream about playing in the NFL. They think, boy, it would be nice if someday I could be there. I want to be a great football player. I want to run fast. I want to score a touchdown. I want to tackle a guy. I want to be the guy that's on TV. But what they look at is not so much as the kid that had a dream, but the kid that actually did it. And they draft people that have a history, that have a body of work that makes sense. Now, when you flip it to candidates, and I have a great deal of respect for everybody that's running for this office, but ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you one thing. I have actually done everything we are talking about. That is not arrogance. That is confidence. Some people say, you look like you're kind of mad. I am kind of mad. They take your dealership, and you have to fight to get it back. They take your children, and they take your grandchildren, and make them co-sign on the mortgage. Not one that I wanted, but one that they established. They do things that are so crazy. And you say, geez, why are you mad? I said, because I'm not going to sit back and smile and say that's all right. And I am not going to be the person that looks my kids in the eye down the road and said, I made a mistake. So what I want you to do, when you go in that booth on May 18th, pick somebody that can do what they say they can do, that has already done it, and make sure you don't get spectered.
I'd like to take just a few seconds and thank the Allegheny College crew who put this forum on for us this evening. I've already given you an indictment on Congress. And there are more spending, higher taxes, more debt, and a more intrusive government. And my better way forward that I've laid out in my jobs plan is a culmination of my life. In the 45-year career that I've had in business and industry, I've been involved in the three things that creates wealth in this world. You either mine it, you grow it, or you make it. And every single thing that we have generates or comes from those three sources. I've experienced in all three of those areas. I've lived it. And if you look at my bio, you will see that. That's why it's important that we restructure the tax code so that we so that families, farms, and businesses can keep more of the money that they earn. We get rid of the burdensome regulations, which is one of the reasons why we're